Hey everybody, it's Casey here, and I come to you this week with the question that we all want to know: is bigger really better in terms of muscles, that is. So we are here with Sarah Herse, and she is our New Year, New You, one of our New Year, New You trainers. And you guys have seen her on all the banners and a lot of our marketing materials. She looks incredible and she has an impeccable workout ethic. So we figured this would be a great question for her. Sarah, you obviously have an incredible workout practice and you love learning. She has an MBA from Cornell. So we are excited to be here today with you. So when we're asking this question, is bigger really better? I think we first must ask maybe how do our muscles get bigger to start off with?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be a part of this challenge, and I hope everybody's off to a really great start so far. Obviously, weight training and building our muscles is a part of this whole puzzle when it comes to changing our body composition. So how do we do that? So the primary driver of muscle growth is mechanical tension. And what that means is basically putting force on the muscles and creating a stimulus that will actually make them grow. So the way you do that is through resistance training, so lifting weights. And some things you want to think about to create an effective stimulus. So you want to make sure that the weights are heavy enough. Usually you want to be getting within 1 to 5 reps of failure, so getting close to as much as you can lift. And you want to be doing it frequently. So most people need to be training multiple times per week. Beginners, I usually say start out maybe 3 times a week. Doesn't have to be a long session, 30, 45 minutes, could be full body. But make sure you're doing that consistently so that your muscles will actually receive that stimulus to grow.
Okay. All right. So yes, we have, you're saying that it's really good to work out to failure. And so what failure means for people who aren't too familiar with workout terms, is when, and you said it too, but I'm just reiterating, is when your muscles, you get those baby deer legs, or when you're trying to lift something and it gets so shaky and you just can't lift it anymore because you've hit complete exhaustion of your muscle fibers. So working out at that level, and then it sounds like you know a lot about different muscle types as well. So for different people who aren't as familiar, or they don't even have weights at home and their gyms aren't open, so it sounds like you would be able to work with them on these types of things, figuring out like what is best for them, right?
Right. So when I work with clients, there's always kind of an introductory phase where I'm kind of learning their bodies and what they're capable of lifting. And we'll kind of communicate virtually based on your response to certain weights, how they feel, sometimes sending me videos so I can watch your form. And I've been doing this long enough. When I watch people or when I hear your feedback or your written feedback, I can kind of tell what weights we should be using, and when we need to change weights, right? Because you don't stay with the same weights forever. You get stronger, so you do need to increase over time. So that's something as a coach that I help people work through.
Nice. So if we don't have weights at home, what would you suggest?
So I do offer a banded program, and I sell the bands as well. It's 3 bands, $30, super easy. And for a lot of people, the bands is plenty enough resistance to get that stimulus. And there's also body weight movements we can certainly do as well. So I'll do a mix of, like with clients who are working from home without weights, it's usually a mix of bands and body weight.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that sounds easy enough. So then back to learning about our muscles. So growing these muscles, and it's kind of different for men and women. So a lot of times women don't want to have these gigantic muscles. They want a lot more lean approach. And sometimes men don't want to be lean. They want to have big muscles. So what's the difference? How do you work out with people like that?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of misconception out there and a lot of myths about men versus women when it comes to training. The first thing is with muscles, they either grow or shrink or stay the same, right? They don't tone, they don't lengthen. These terms are fake terms. So we either grow them or we shrink them. men have way more testosterone than women. Their muscles are capable of growing much larger than women. For women to get bulky is almost impossible. You would have to be completely dedicated and have great genetics in order to even achieve a bulky physique as a female. So really the training is not that much different. If both a man and woman did the same training program, a man is going to get a bigger stimulus. They are going to get more muscle growth. It's just hormones. It's just how it is. Females probably would not. Now, there are some differences in terms of which muscles you may want to grow, and that's totally understandable. Women tend to like bigger glutes, maybe abs, maybe some shoulders. Men like chest, arms, abs as well. And so there are different body parts I will emphasize based on the client, like what their physique goals are, and also, you know, taking gender into consideration.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's some great feedback. And I really like that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know, that men and women can have the same workout, and not to be scared that you're going to overpower yourself or get, you know, too bulky or whatever it may be. So that's pretty interesting. For people who, what is the importance, would you say, of building muscle? So most of these people are right now trying to lose weight. So I think they're focusing a lot on what they're eating and just trying to get moving. So how does building muscle come into play there?
Right. So we talked a little bit about the aesthetic part. So as you lose weight, you do want to create shape to your body. So the muscles come into play there aesthetically when you're trying to create shape. But when we're talking about a health perspective, muscles are also super important. Muscle mass and strength is tied to longevity. As we age, we lose a ton of muscle. I think by the age of 50, you lose like a quarter of your muscle. By the age of, or maybe 70, by 90, you lose half of your muscle if you don't if you're not actively trying to keep it. And the only way to keep it is to resistance train and to use those muscles. So you're kind of fighting this battle. Just to maintain where you are now, you do need to use your muscles. Why do muscles matter? They're great for injury prevention, right? Especially as you age. Fall risk is huge, injury risk. I'm sure chiropractic can speak to all of the injuries that come into play when you have muscle weaknesses. So there's a huge just, you know, health and longevity component. And then, you know, there is a metabolic component as well. So I think, and maybe we're going to get this later too, but does muscle burn more calories than fat? And the answer is yes. It's not as huge as some people think, but a pound of fat burns 2 calories a day, whereas a pound of muscle burns 6. So that's 3 times the amount. But keep in mind, you're only going to be gaining maybe 2 to 5 pounds of muscle per year if you're seriously weight training. So that's not a ton of extra calories, but it is extra calories. And also, if you build that muscle, you're going to have more intense workouts. You're going to burn more calories during your workouts. You're going to probably be more active if you have a healthy, strong body. So it will pay off in the long term in terms of weight management.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. And those are some cool numbers there too. I don't think I've ever heard that kind of breakdown, but that's good to keep in mind when you are in this 100-day challenge, and people who are trying to lose weight, and you know, building muscle can help them just a little bit further. This is a challenge for $5,000, so every little bit counts for sure. So that's a great reason to get to know you a little bit better, to check out what you have to offer. I looked her up. She has a abs book. So her workout of the week that she's going to give us this week is going to be similar to what you will get in her abs book that's available on her website. And you can visit our website at 100%chiropractic.com/NYNY challenge and go up to our trainers and find Sarah Herse. I think she's the first one on there. But her abs book is available there. So you can check that out, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I do have the abs ebook. There are like 8 to 10 minute core circuits. It's great for core training in general. So not necessarily to get that ripped six pack, but just to strengthen your core, which is super important for injury prevention. And they are body weight or dumbbell, but honestly, if you don't have a dumbbell, you can still do them with body weight. They're all super like effective for building that core strength. But on top of that, I also offer online programming. So I have the bands program that's online. Basically, if anyone's interested in that, you can reach out to me. We would do like a little consultation. I'd help you get set up, and then it's completely on your own. You would have videos and descriptions of workouts that you could do at home using the bands. So that's another option, as well as gym workouts and coaching and all sorts of things. So
Yes,
there's
yeah,
something for everybody there.
Yeah, that's great. She has one-on-one training on there too. If you want some personal advice, some coaching, and you need a little bit more of an oomph to get started. Okay, yeah, I'm so excited. I learned so much today. Thank you so much for being with us. If you guys have any more questions, you can contact her on her website. Her information is there. It will go directly to her email or to her website if you want to learn more. So yeah, thank you again, Sarah. And anything else you'd like to say?
No, thanks everybody for watching, and good luck with the challenge.
Cool. All right. Thank you.